I'm Dr. Antenucci. I started my career in dentistry in the Air Force, where I helped our military personnel get healthy and stay healthy. From there, I built a successful practice in Huntington, New York, and later as a teacher, lecturer, and author, I shared my knowledge and experience with students and fellow healthcare professionals. And now my journey's taken me here to explore the world of health, wellness, diet, fitness, and nutrition, as together we discover and find the good life. Welcome to Finding the Good Life. I'm Dr. Gene. There are so many health issues and concerns that are unique to women. On today's show, we're going to explore some aspects of women's health, wellness, and well-being. And of course, we have our lifestyle and fitness correspondent, Nikki Noya.
Thanks, Dr. Gene. Beautiful, glowing, healthy, radiant skin is everyone's goal, and I've brought a very special guest who is an expert on all things gorgeous skin. Let me introduce to you Dr. Afsheen Ather. She has more than 10 years of experience in anti-aging medicine and dermatology. She holds a certification in anti-aging from the University of South Florida in Tampa and is a member of the American Society for Laser Medicine and Surgery and Aesthetic Practice Association. She's the owner of Novaderm Institute in Northern Virginia, an accomplished aesthetic skincare expert, and the creator of my favorite skincare line, Novaderm. She has transformed my skin, helped me prepare for everything from Mrs. America to being on camera and everything in between. Welcome to the show, Dr. Afsheen Ather. We love you.
Thank you, Dr. Jean and Nikki, for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Of course.
So tell me, let's start from the beginning. What is aging?
Aging is just like a normal evolvement of, I think, human skin. We all are going through it. Partially, it is what we go through chrono-aging, what we refer to as we are turning from 10 to 60. And then partly it is because of the sun exposure that we get. A lot of us may not know that 30% of the aging is chrono-aging and 70% is sun damage.
Oh,
yes.
This is actually something that I didn't know, and is spending all of my life in the sun.
Well, you were just in the sun.
I was just in the sun, I know. But she has really taught me how to take care, especially now that I'm getting deep into my 40s, to take care of my skin and shield it from the sun.
So is there a difference between aging for women and men in terms of the skin?
There's not much aging. There is a little bit of difference at a hormonal level because men are like more high in androgens and women have different kind of hormones inside their body. So they tend to deplete once we reach menopause, so their estrogen levels go down and aging kind of progresses much faster for women. From that aspect. But otherwise, yeah. But we have a treatment for that.
You do?
Yes. Dr. Afsheen, I have a lot more to talk to you about. Will you stick around for a little bit longer?
Absolutely.
More of Finding the Good Life right after a quick break.
Over 70 years of experience in heart and aviation, the members of the Association of Flight Attendants know the realities of the aircraft cabin better than anyone. We don't just serve drinks, we save lives. We don't just negotiate contracts, we move major policy issues like the smoking ban, no knives on planes, clean water, and safe food on board. The air we breathe matters, and we stop the spraying of poisonous pesticides. The Association of Flight Attendants, stronger together, better together.
I've seen, in dealing with women all the time, it's a major concern dealing with skin. And
Right.
The feeling that when you look in the mirror that you don't like what you see is a tough thing. So what do you do? What do you do?
So I would say just learn to embrace yourself. I don't think there is any magic out there where we can totally reverse and turn you into a 16-year-old again. But there definitely are a lot of treatments out there which can make you look at least 10 to 15 years younger. So you can be a better version of yourself if you maintain and take care by doing some good treatments.
So what are the treatments?
So there is like a myriad of treatments you can do. There is invasive stuff, there is surgery, there is injectables, and then there is non-invasive treatments, which is my expertise.
Okay.
The focus of my practice is to do treatments which are primarily non-invasive. I do use lasers, I do use some radio frequency machines, skin tightening stuff, chemical peels, all that stuff, which can really do wonders for the skin. I explain it like it's like a workout for your skin, just like you give yourself a workout by going to the gym. If you start doing it for your skin, it will regenerate.
So will a chemical peel do different effect than a laser?
Right. So your skin has many different layers and different areas of attention that it requires. So based on what the skin needs are for a certain individual, we can do some superficial treatments. If you're younger, we need to go deeper, dig deeper, and create more collagen underneath the skin if you're 50 plus. So we can just in a consultation sit down and devise a plan and then work around it.
What I love about Dr. Afsheen is she not only takes into consideration kind of what your skin looks like, but your lifestyle, because every day is different.
Sure.
She knows, like, I'm a busy mom, I'm doing all sorts of things, and I have to be on camera, so she gets my skin ready for different things in your life. And she really works with you like, okay, what is your goal for the next few months? What is your goal for the next year? And it's not like, okay, this is what you have to do. She really works with her patients to bring out their best skin, which is why I just love it.
Patients come into you and say, I want laser or I want a chemical peel, or do you look at them and work with them and tell them?
I get that a lot, but usually I always say that come in, let's first talk, let me hear you out, what your expectations are, and what I perceive after looking at your skin, what the skin needs are. And then we put down a program together in terms of home care and some in-office treatments that will work together and bring out the best.
I'm sure everybody's skin is different. There's different.
Everybody's skin is
genetically
different. Yes. So there are so many variables. There is skin colors, and then there's skin textures, and then there is based on oil production in the skin. There's so many variables, and like we talked about the men and women, they have a few differences too. So you have to keep all those things in consideration and then come up with a plan.
So then where do products come in?
Yeah, let's talk about my favorite things.
Right. So products, I think they come in really handy because I know like all my friends and all the women that I know, we all go and just keep buying products. I just sit down with them and simplify it for them. I feel every woman probably just needs 2 to 3 home care products, not more.
We have a lot more to talk about. We'll be back for more from Dr. Ather right after this break.
She's the owner of Novaderm Institute in Northern Virginia, an accomplished aesthetic skincare expert. Welcome to the show, Dr. Afsheen Ather. We love you.
Thank you, Dr. Jean and Nikki, for inviting me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Where do products come in?
Yeah, let's talk about my favorite things.
Right. So products, I think they come in really handy because I know like all my friends and all the women that I know, we all go and just keep buying products. I just sit down with them and simplify it for them. I feel every woman probably just needs 2 to 3 home care products, not more. We don't need lengthy, complicated home care regimens.
So if someone had just 3 products, what would they be?
A cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen.
Okay.
Yeah, she's big on sunscreen.
Yes.
Yes, big.
Yes.
But that's what I also like is she's not like you have to have all of these products because like we said, everyone's skin is so different.
It is so different, and it doesn't have to be the same product. Within moisturizers or sunscreens, there are so many differences that you have to pick and choose the right ones for a particular skin type.
Especially like I have extremely oily skin, so she has a cleanser for my skin type. Leia, for example, has drier skin, so she uses a different one. But we all can agree that this one,
And what is that?
this one is our favorite. This is the Fountain of Youth serum that every man, woman, and child can use this one.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dr. Afsheen, where can people find more information?
So they can go to my website, which is novaderminstitute.com. I also have an Instagram account, which is, again, if you type in altogether, no spaces, Instagram.com/novaderminstitute. You'll be able to see before and afters. I do post educational videos as well to teach and preach more about how home care should be done and how certain treatments can make a difference in your skin.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
and I think I'm seeing you next week.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I do. Thank you so
Well,
much
thank
for
you,
joining
thank
us
you.
on the show.
Thank you. Thank
Very
you, both
informative.
of
This
you.
is great.
It's time for my favorite, Ask Dr. Jean. This gives us a chance to take questions from you, the viewer, and discuss some of today's hot topics. You can go to findingthegoodlife.tv to submit your questions, and it's completely anonymous. Okay, Dr. Jean, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because we've got some burning questions here.
Okay.
One of them is actually from me. I am going to be traveling a lot internationally this year, and we've seen in the news that coronavirus is all over the place. How can people, including me, avoid getting sick?
That's a great question. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions about flying in a plane. You don't really get sick from the ambient air in the plane. It's from the people that are all around you, because that's how viruses travel. Viruses are transmitted from people to people.
Okay.
So if you're in a plane, first, wash your hands.
Yes.
All that stuff around there, even though a virus can't live on a surface for a long time, if someone just did stuff and touched and you touch, you can get the virus. Wash your hands, keep your hands clean. Carry around a sanitizer all the time and use it.
Okay.
It's a great idea when you go into a plane to wipe down the surface. I used to think people were cuckoo when I saw that, but it's not a bad idea to wipe the surfaces. Don't touch those dirty magazines in there. Bring your own entertainment.
Yes, those magazines.
Yep.
A lot of people you don't even think about how many other people have touched those magazines and all the pamphlets in the back of the seat pocket.
Now those air vents, turn them on, because it circulates the air and it pushes stuff around and keeps it away from you.
Okay.
It's better to sit next to the window instead of the aisle, because with the aisle, you have contact to each and every person. You know, the people that are elbowing you and everything, they're also, they got stuff, you know, they have germs and all. So you don't want to go crazy. You're safe in a plane, but you have to be aware of the people that are around you. Wash your hands, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your nose, because viruses enter a portal in the body. And so you don't allow that to happen. Hands are clean, and you're not wiping stuff.
And think of how many times during the day you just kind of like wipe your nose, or you are like getting an eyelash out of your eye, or little things.
It's a habit to get out of in general. You know, you
no touch.
At the airport, you're going down the escalator and your hand's on that rail. Whose hands have been there before? What if you don't know?
All these little things that you got to think of.
And it's a shame, but you do for your own health and well-being.
Wash your hands, sanitize your hands, wipe it down, and sit on the window.
And sit by the window. And you know, you see people with masks.
Oh yeah, do those masks actually work?
Actually, no. I mean, they will help to prevent some bacterial infection, and you know, portals to come in, viruses, not viruses, but bacteria to come in. But they're not virus-rated. Viral particles are really tiny.
Okay.
So if someone sneezes and you got a mask on, it's probably not going to do all that much for you. So
interesting.
At this point in time, no need to even consider it.
So the best thing is just keep washing those hands.
Keep washing your hands and watch where you're sitting, and just be aware of how viruses are transmitted.
Okay, are you ready for the next question?
I am ready.
Okay, my husband has an elevated risk of stroke.
Okay.
What are some of the symptoms or the signs if someone's having a stroke that people should be aware of?
Well, stroke is it's a tricky thing, because there are many types of mini strokes, or TIAs they're called, that a person can have with is absolutely no symptom at all.
Okay.
What a stroke is a blockage of blood flow to the brain, or to vital areas of the brain, where that blockage doesn't feed those cells, and the cells actually die. So the cells that die will affect function. Usually it's affecting one side of the body because of the way the blood flows, and it'll affect you know, if you get a heavy stroke, a severe stroke, you'll actually get numb. You'll actually have face drooping.
I was just going to say, like,
speech slurring.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So if maybe one side of the face starts drooping and someone starts to
as you
slur
see
their
that,
speech,
it's
911.
Drooping, slurring speech, 911. You just call
And
right
also,
away.
the sooner you can get someone
Exactly.
to the hospital, the
Exactly.
sooner you're going to prevent more brain damage and
Exactly.
a heavier stroke, right?
Exactly.
So keep an eye out for
Right
those
away. If there's
symptoms.
a thought of it, call 911 and get treatment right away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jean.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. We're going to take a short break, and coming up, we have a very special celebrity guest. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back. Susan Lucci is an Emmy Award-winning actress and is ranked by TV Guide as one of the 50 greatest TV stars of all time. She's also an advocate for women's health issues, an American Heart Association Go Red for Women National Ambassador, and a title you may not know about. She's a heart disease survivor. February is American Heart Month. Susan joins us today along with American Heart Association volunteer medical expert Dr. Jennifer Mieres to share her own heart journey, steps every woman should be taking to prevent heart disease and stroke, and an easy way to take action this month. Hello, Susan and Dr. Mieres. I'm so honored to have you both here with us today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jean.
A pleasure to be here.
Just a little over a year ago, I had two episodes, very mild chest pressure radiating around my rib cage to my back. But I had never had any health issue at all up until that point, so I discounted them.
You had no symptoms prior to that?
No, nothing. Nothing. But the third episode, I couldn't dismiss. This was too heavy a pressure on my chest to disregard. I was out buying a birthday present for a friend, and suddenly I felt that there was an elephant pressing on my chest. And I recognized that term, that feeling, because I was lucky enough to have heard another woman many years ago, I don't even know why I remembered, talking about the fact that women's symptoms for heart attack can be different than a man's, and hers was an elephant pressing on her chest.
Wow.
However, I thought to myself, I can't be doing this. I have too much to do today. Today's a day off. I have so much I have to accomplish. I have to do this and do that. But I think many women can identify with that because most of us are wearing a lot of hats and we don't put ourselves on our to-do list. So I really thought, I just don't have time for this. The other thing is, by the time I got to the ER, my symptoms again had disappeared. So I was so afraid they would think I was being too dramatic, I was overreacting, they wouldn't take it seriously, and I would be feeling foolish. In any case, I got to the ER, and the doctor, who was so wonderful, tested me and discovered that I had a 90% blockage in my main artery and a 75% blockage in an adjacent artery. So he performed surgery that night. He put 2 stents in, and I was released in less than 24 hours. As I was leaving the hospital, the nurses told me that by listening to my symptoms and coming to the hospital, I had avoided the widowmaker. The widowmaker is a fatal heart attack.
Well, that's really an amazing story, and it's also very, very important information for people. Dr. Mieres, I'd like to ask you, what are some of the personal health numbers that women need to know when they go and just get a checkup?
So I think the American Heart Association would like women to know the American Association's Go Red for Women campaign. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women in the United States. Great news, 80% of heart disease can be prevented. And you should begin today by knowing your numbers. Just as Susan mentioned, put yourself on your to-do list. One thing you can do, start by knowing your numbers. 5 simple numbers. Know your total cholesterol, know your HDL, know your blood sugar, know your blood pressure, and know your body mass index. And great news this February, the Heart Association has teamed up with CVS Health, and you could go to a Minute Clinic across the country, and for select Thursdays in February, get heart screened and know those key numbers. You can find more information at going to cvshealth.com/GoRed. And as Susan said, getting screened could be the first step on the journey to heart healthy living.
Exactly. This is just such important information. In these minute clinics, there are over 1,100 around the country. CVS is everywhere, and so it makes it easier for you to go and start on your to-do list. Put yourself there and get screened. And while you're there, it's something else very important. You can donate $1, $3. It's also important because that money will be funding research and education for women's heart health.
So Susan, you made some changes. They don't sound like major changes, but you made some changes, and they're important changes in your life since you had your own episode.
My changes really, the doctor said do not change your lifestyle because I was already eating very healthy and working out and so on. But the stress thing, I've learned to deal with better. Some days are better than others, but most days are much better than they used to be. And I'm conscious of it. Being conscious of it is also something that's important because then you can act on it. And being told to laugh, that's not a bad thing. Being told to
exercise. I was going to do that anyway, but it really is a help, and it actually does release stress. So it's a good thing. It's a win-win all around.
Yeah, so please tell us again where our audience can get more information.
You can go to cvshealth.com/GoRed.
This has been a great honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you both. More of Finding the Good Life is coming up after one last break. On today's show, we only highlighted two different aspects of health issues faced by women. The first dealt with combating the effects of aging and the wide variety of treatments and applications that help maintain a youthful appearance. The second was heart disease, which is the leading cause of death in women in the US, accounting for 1 in every 5 deaths. There are so many misconceptions about women and heart disease, that it's a man's disease, that chest pain in women isn't indicative of heart disease, that cancer is a bigger cause of concern in women, that all doctors are aware of this risk. But beyond these two that we've talked about, there are so many more to consider, such as breast, cervical, and ovarian cancers, gynecological health, pregnancy issues, autoimmune diseases, osteoporosis, menopause, depression, and anxiety. There are also many exciting technologies and treatments at the forefront of women's health and wellness. Life is so precious. Let's make the most of every day. Look your best, but work hard to both stay healthy and know the signs and symptoms of problems. I'm Dr. Gene, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Finding the Good Life.